Gentlemen, let me start with a hard truth that most men never hear. The very first sign that your blood vessels are clogging is not chest pain or a heart attack. It is the slow, silent loss of your erections when the veins and arteries leading to your penis narrow. Blood can no longer rush in the way it once did, and what was once effortless now feels weak, frustrating, and deeply discouraging. This isn't just about aging, it's about circulation. And ignoring it can rob you not only of intimacy, but of years from your life. I'm Dr. Mojit Kara, a board-certified urologist with over 3 decades dedicated to men's health. I've spent my career helping men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond restore vitality, energy, and confidence without dangerous shortcuts. My mission is to help you not just survive but thrive, especially in the most private and meaningful parts of your life. Here's what might surprise you. The key to bringing intimacy back is not hidden in a pill, but in 4 simple nuts you can buy at the grocery store. These ordinary foods carry extraordinary power. They open your blood vessels, boost nitric oxide, and bring life back to the very organ that makes you feel like a man. And if you stay with me, I'll show you exactly which 4 nuts have been proven by science to restore circulation, spark energy, and even reignite intimacy after 60. In fact, one nut is so powerful, recommend it to nearly every patient I see, and I'll reveal it to you before this video ends. Before we dive into these 4 powerful nuts that can restore your circulation and intimacy after 60, make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of my future health advice. And if you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 so I know how to improve and bring you even better content. Now, let's begin with the first and most important truth: why erections fade after 60. It's not simply aging as many believe. The real culprit is poor circulation. When those tiny blood vessels to your penis start clogging, your body gives you the earliest warning sign of deeper vascular trouble. 1. The hidden problem. After 60, why erections fade? When I sit across from a man in his 60s or 70s, I often see the same look in his eyes, a mixture of embarrassment and frustration. He tells me, "Doc, I just don't feel like myself anymore. I want to be close to my wife, but my body doesn't respond the way it used to." And I lean in because I know exactly what he means. What so many men don't realize is that this struggle is rarely about desire. And it's not simply the passage of time, it's circulation. Erections are one of the most delicate markers of vascular health. Your penis is filled with some of the smallest blood vessels in your body, and when they begin to clog, the first sign isn't chest pain or stroke. It's difficulty getting or keeping an erection. Think of it this way: your heart may still be strong, your mind sharp, your spirit willing, but if blood cannot flow freely into the penis, the most vital part of intimacy falters. And here's the part that should alarm you. This is your body's whisper that deeper trouble is on the horizon. A fading erection is not just about the bedroom. It is often the very first signal that your arteries are narrowing and your risk of heart attack or stroke is climbing. Yet here's the hopeful part. This decline is not inevitable. I have seen men restore their confidence and connection once they understood the root cause. The real question is, if pills can only mask the problem, what natural solution can truly restore blood flow and intimacy? That's exactly where we're headed next. To why pills fail and natural solutions win. Over the years, countless men have walked into my office clutching a prescription bottle in their hand, hoping it would be the magic fix to their intimate struggles. At first, the pills may seem like a miracle. They can force the blood to rush in. They can create an erection on demand. And for a brief moment, a man feels like himself again. But when I look him in the eye, I often ask a harder question. Do you feel truly healthy? Or do you feel like you're just pushing your body to perform? Almost always, the truth comes out. The headaches, the flushing, the racing heartbeat, the sense of depending on a pill to feel like a man. It weighs on him, and worse, it never addresses the underlying issue. Those same clogged arteries, the same declining circulation, the same silent warning. Signs remain untouched. I have always believed that masking a symptom is far less powerful than healing the root. That's why natural solutions matter. When you strengthen blood vessels, when you open circulation with foods and nutrients that your body recognizes, you are not just creating a temporary response. You are rebuilding vitality from the inside out. You feel the difference not only in the bedroom, but when you wake up with more energy, when your heart feels stronger, when your mind feels clearer. Pills can trick your body for a moment, but nature can restore your body for a lifetime. And that is exactly why I turn to specific foods, simple everyday choices that act like medicine for your blood vessels. Which brings us to one of the most surprising secrets of men's health. Why 4 ordinary nuts can become your greatest weapon for restoring circulation and intimacy. 3. Why nuts are a secret weapon. I'll never forget a patient of mine, a man in his late 60s who came to me feeling defeated. He had tried the pills, adjusted his lifestyle a little, but nothing seemed to bring back the strength or confidence he once had. One afternoon as we talked, I asked him about his diet. He shrugged and said it was pretty average. That's when I explained something most men never realize. Some of the simplest foods can act like powerful medicine for the blood vessels that fuel erections. And among those foods, nuts stand out as a true secret weapon. Nuts are packed with compounds that your body desperately needs as it ages. They're rich in arginine and amino acid that your body converts into nitric oxide, the very chemical that opens blood vessels and allows blood to surge into the penis. They carry antioxidants that protect artery walls from damage, magnesium that relaxes muscles and vessels, and healthy fats that lower cholesterol and fight inflammation. In other words, each handful of nuts is like a natural prescription for stronger circulation. The best part, they don't just target one area. When you eat the right nuts regularly, you're supporting your heart, your brain, and your intimate health all at once. What struck my patient most was how ordinary these foods seemed, and yet how powerful they could be when used. consistently. That's the beauty of nature. It hides extraordinary strength in the simplest places. And now, you may be wondering which specific nuts carry the greatest impact for men over 60. That's where things get truly exciting, because the first nut I'll share has been proven to clean arteries and restore blood flow in ways no pill ever could. Nut number 1, walnuts, the artery cleaner. When I first began recommending walnuts to my patients, some of them looked at me with disbelief. Doctor, you mean these little brain-shaped nuts could actually change my health? And I would smile because the science is clear and I have seen the results firsthand. Walnuts are among the most powerful foods you can eat for your blood vessels, and the reason lies in their unique combination of nutrients. They are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, the same heart-protecting oils found in fish, which help reduce inflammation and keep artery walls flexible. They also contain high amounts of arginine, which fuels the production of nitric oxide, the molecule that allows blood vessels to open wide and deliver blood where it is needed most. Yes, even to the penis. I remember one gentleman in his 70s who added a small handful of walnuts to his daily routine. After a few weeks, he told me with a grin, "Doc, I don't know if it's the walnuts or luck, but I feel stronger in every way." That was no accident. Walnuts work like gentle cleaners, scrubbing cholesterol from arteries and improving blood flow throughout the body. For men over 60, this isn't just about preventing heart disease. It's about restoring the very circulation that fuels intimacy and confidence. It's incredible to think that something so simple, sitting in a bowl on your kitchen counter, can do what expensive prescriptions often cannot. And if walnuts can bring that kind of change, imagine what happens when we move to the next nut, one so effective for men's health that many researchers call it nature's Viagra. 5. Nut number 2, pistachios. Nature's Viagra. There's one nut that never fails to surprise my patients when I bring it up in conversation: the pistachio. Most men think of it as a casual snack, something you crack open while watching television or share at a family gathering. But what very few realize is that pistachios hold a powerful secret for circulation and sexual health. I recall a patient in his mid-60s who had struggled for years with weaker erections. He was tired of relying on pills, frustrated with side effects, and looking for a solution that felt natural. When I suggested pistachios, he laughed at first. "Really, Doc, those little green nuts." Yet just a few weeks later, he returned with a light in his eyes. "I don't know what happened, but something's different. My energy is back and intimacy feels possible again." The reason lies in their high content of arginine, the amino acid that your body turns into nitric oxide, opening blood vessels and allowing strong, healthy blood flow. Clinical studies have shown that men who ate pistachios daily for just 3 weeks saw real improvements in erectile function. It's why I call them nature's Viagra, because unlike a pill, they nourish your entire vascular system, helping not only the penis but also the heart and brain. What makes pistachios even more appealing is how easy they are to add into your life. A small handful each day can quietly transform your circulation. And if these tiny green nuts can deliver that kind of result, wait until you hear about the next nut one that plays a vital role in balancing hormones and supporting desire itself. 6 nut number 3, almonds, the hormone balancer. Among all the nuts, I recommend almonds carry a special place because they do more than support circulation. They help balance the very hormones that drive desire and vitality in men. I remember an older gentleman about 68 who told me he felt disconnected from his partner. "Doc, my mind still wants intimacy, but my body just doesn't follow." After learning about his habits, I suggested a simple swap: replace the evening cookies he reached for with a handful of almonds. A few months later, he returned with a different kind of smile. "Something's changed. I feel steadier, more alive, and my wife notices too." The secret lies in the nutrition almonds provide. They are rich in zinc, a mineral essential for maintaining healthy testosterone levels. Testosterone may not be the sole factor in intimacy, but it is crucial for sustaining desire, energy, and confidence. Almonds also provide vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that improves blood flow, protects cells from damage, and supports nerve health. For men over 60, these nutrients combine to give the body what it needs to stay in balance, strengthening not only physical performance but also emotional connection. When almonds become part of your daily rhythm, you may notice more consistent energy, improved mood, and a return of that spark you thought was gone. It's not about chasing youth, but about giving your body the tools to keep thriving. And while almonds balance your hormones and fuel desire, the next nut we'll talk about takes things one step further, giving you the stamina and endurance to carry that energy through the day and into the night. 7 nut number 4, hazelnuts, the energy booster. Hazelnuts may not be the first nut you think of when it comes to men's health, but they carry a quiet strength that often surprises my patients. I remember one man in his early 70s who told me, "Doc, I'm just tired all the time. Even when I want to be close to my wife, I feel drained before we even start." I encouraged him to add hazelnuts to his morning routine, just a small handful, with breakfast. When he returned weeks later, his energy had noticeably shifted. He said, almost in disbelief, "Don't crash in the afternoon anymore. And at night I still have fuel in the tank." That is the beauty of hazelnuts. They are loaded with magnesium, which supports energy production at the cellular level and helps blood vessels relax. They also contain antioxidants that fight inflammation and protect arteries, along with healthy fats that keep cholesterol in check. For men over 60, that translates into steadier circulation, more consistent stamina, and the ability to carry intimacy through rather than feeling depleted halfway. Hazelnuts don't give you a jolt like caffeine. Instead, they provide lasting fuel, the kind that makes you feel capable and alive throughout the day. And here's what excites me most. When you combine hazelnuts with the other 3 nuts, walnuts, pistachios, and almonds, you create a daily blend that supports every aspect of male vitality, circulation, hormones, and endurance. But knowing the nuts is only half the story. The real question every man asks me next is, how do you use them the right way every day so the benefits actually show up in your life? That's exactly what we'll uncover next. 8. How to use these nuts daily. Over the years, one of the most common questions I hear after explaining the power of these 4 nuts is, all right, Doc, but how do I actually use them? And I understand why men ask. It's one thing to know what foods help, but it's another to weave them into your daily life in a way that's simple and sustainable. I often tell my patients that the key is not in eating a large amount once in a while, but in building a small, consistent habit that your body can rely on. One man in his mid-60s shared with me that he started keeping a small jar of mixed walnuts, pistachios, almonds, and hazelnuts on his kitchen counter. Each morning, instead of reaching for toast or sugary cereal, he grabbed a small handful of nuts with his coffee. Within a few weeks, he noticed something remarkable. He wasn't just feeling stronger in intimacy, he was also more focused during the day and calmer at night. Science supports this. Around 1 to 2 ounces daily, which is just a modest handful, is enough to steadily improve circulation, protect your heart, and support intimacy. The beauty of these nuts is their versatility. You can sprinkle them over oatmeal, mix them into a salad, or simply enjoy them raw. What matters most is that you make them part of your routine, not an occasional treat. And once men experience how simple this change can be, they often begin to notice something deeper stirring within them, because improving circulation and energy is not just about the body. It touches the heart, the spirit, and the emotional bond with the person you love. Which brings us to something even more important, the emotional side of intimacy after 60. 9. The emotional side of intimacy after 60. When men come to see me, they often begin by talking about erections, performance, or the mechanics of sex. But as the conversation deepens, something more honest emerges. Many quietly admit that what they miss most is not just the physical act, but the closeness, the laughter, the way their wife used to rest her head on their shoulder afterward. One man in his 70s once told me with tears in his eyes, "Doc, I don't want to feel like I'm failing her. I just want to hold her the way I used to." That moment reminded me that intimacy is never just about the body. It is about connection, confidence, and the simple joy of feeling wanted and capable again. When circulation falters, when erections weaken, it's easy for a man to feel as though he is losing a part of himself. But when he begins to restore blood flow, when his body responds again, something powerful happens inside. His posture changes, his eyes brighten, and his partner feels that spark returning. Intimacy after 60 is not about trying to recreate the past. It is about rediscovering connection in the present, fueled by health trust and shared passion. And this is why the 4 nuts we've talked about are so much more than food. They are small daily choices that carry enormous emotional weight because they give you back not just circulation, but closeness. Yet there's an even bigger truth here, one that every man must hear. Improving your erections is not only about intimacy. It's also one of the clearest signs you're protecting your life itself. Let me show you why. 10. The bigger picture, protecting your life. I often remind my patients that the very same arteries that bring blood to the penis are the ones that feed the heart and the brain. When erections fade, it is not just about intimacy. It is your body's early warning sign that circulation is in trouble. I've seen men who came to me worried about their performance only to later discover they were on the edge of a heart attack. And I've seen others who made simple, consistent changes like adding these 4 nuts daily. And not only did their intimacy return, but their blood pressure dropped, their energy rose, and their risk for heart disease fell. That's the true gift of these foods. They don't just help you feel alive in the bedroom. They help you stay alive for the moments that matter most. Holding your spouse's hand, laughing with your grandchildren, waking up each day with strength and purpose. Your best years can still be ahead.